Hey guys, it's November the 7th, I think, Saturday. Literally, I just recorded myself earlier, 3 different clips, and all of a sudden got nervous just because I have so much on my mind that I wanted to say it all out right now and I can't. And I just had a little tiny anxiety and I just pressed stop and I deleted all the other videos. So I'm basically going to try to repeat everything all over again. And hopefully this time I won't mess up and be OCD and have anxiety. So I am having a really badass headache. I'm sure it's due to my stress from work, my life, lack of sleep, not drinking water, just turning to fast foods. And let me just say, this whole week and last weekend, I pretty much ate out, ate really bad foods. Like, since I've gained so much weight, my belly is heavy feeling and uncomfortable. And I told you guys I have high cholesterol now, and I'm not even doing shit about it. Yeah, so let me start with today. Oh, I'm feeling anxiety, and my head hurts so bad. I'm sorry if I'm gonna keep mentioning about my head. It's so bad. When I have headaches, it's never a normal headache. Now I'm starting to think like I have migraines. Hypochondriac match? So my tire's been going really bad for the past few months, and the last time there was a nail that got stuck, and my stepdad took it to the car shop and they patched it. And months down the line, aka now, I've been putting air in it. I take it to the shop, they put air in it for me because I'm special like that. And now it's to the point where they told me it's not going to work anymore, it needs new tires. So, and possibly all four needed, but the one that I replaced was a really badass one because that's the one that had a patch on and it just wasn't working. So, money. And then today, after the tires, I went to a funeral in the evening. I almost didn't go just because I kind of feel bad saying that. Well, anyway, last weekend, 2 young adults died in a car crash. The driver was said to be under alcohol. Under alcohol. Yeah, super drunk. AKA super drunk. And apparently he went to the wrong side of the freeway. Where he entered was where cars were coming down, and it happened to be a truck. Your typical Yumango truck, and I'm assuming badass collision impact. Died at the scene. He died, and the person next to him died. Female. They were friends. I almost didn't feel sorry for it when I heard about it, just because kind of snooped and online you can Google people's records and stuff. Apparently everyone knew him, and the girl I work with knew him too, but I didn't. Like I said, I don't really hang out with Cambodians, and plus I'm not from this area, so I really don't know who's who, but I knew that my parents must have known him, or at least his parents, because it's a really small Cambodian community. But anyway, I was kind of like, he kind of deserved it, and his file was really, really horrible. DUIs, ticket after ticket after ticket, and fees that he owed, which he didn't. No license, caught, stuff like that. And I'm not perfect, and it's just, he was just going the wrong path. Like, bad boy, I guess. But the girl, I don't know. And him, I don't know him. I can't judge. At the same time, I feel bad because both parents needed funds, not enough money for the funeral. They had this fund.com thing online, which is on Facebook because my sister knew of him, stuff like that. So anyway, I went just to pay respect and I donated money, and it turns out that his mom has been over my house a few times, and in my culture, when you see an elder or my mom's friends or my stepdad's friends, anyone that's older, I respect, I always do this, so it was a familiar face. So I went, and I thought I was going to be super emotional because mom was already crying at home before we left to the funeral. And I'm like, should I go? I wanted to go just because some stuff happened to me that might be like starting to be positive for me, which I will explain soon. So I figured, things are going good. I need to do this for myself. I need to do this for him and pay respects and support. So I thought I was going to be super emotional, which I did. At certain parts I did, but there's a lot of things that were unorganized because I've been to many funerals, but everyone's different, I guess. But I just thought it should have been put a bit better. But anyway, yeah, that was it for my morning. Can you tell I'm all over my place? I'm all over the place. I can't even talk right. I have so much in my head that I just want to just bleh. So anyway, I'm trying to go in order of everything that happened to me today and what's been happening lately. So after my car tire thing, which didn't take too long, $165 I think. I can't remember now because I used a credit card. I went to Kohl's, decided to get some stuff just to cheer me up more because of good stuff that happened recently that calmed me, I guess, and there's a light. Hope. I'm wearing it right now. It's a crop sweater. It's really cute. If I was skinnier, it'd look cuter, but it still fit me well, so just wear like a tight tank top to squeeze my belly. But anyway, I love tops like this. I know I'm 31, but it's cute. There's another one that said I'm more. I'm like, I'll keep it more simple. But anyway, hearts, love, and it's just comfy and cute. And I got another one in, it's black with like red and black square prints or something. And then 2 jeggings, super comfortable. So yeah. So, looking at me right now, you probably don't think like I'm super stressed or maybe looking super depressed. I'm sort of okay right now, but the past few months, because of the issues at work, how toxic it is, and how uncomfortable I have been feeling in the past few weeks, it just keeps getting worse and worse. Whatever that nurse is doing to me is just pushing me to the extreme where many nights, it's been going on, but the past few weeks I cannot sleep. I was crying myself to sleep, and I would stay up and my heart would skip a beat. The last time I had that was at my last job, and what this nurse has been doing to me is far worse than what I had to go through last year, and I thought that was bad. Not last year, the last job, you know what I mean? So Thursday night was pretty much the big one because I was so exhausted, so frustrated, so alone, so emotional at work, could not function, like having panic attacks and hyperventilating in silence, if that makes sense, because you're busy. You can't just show people and break down because I work in an office where I have to work and can't just break down or it'll just something else would happen. But when work was finally over, I walked out in tears, sat there and drove all the way home in tears. That was like the end. So much negativity happened that day, big time, including everything else that has happened to me the past few months. Management has not done anything. HR kept following up on me last week, and now they want to follow up with me this Tuesday. For what? And I've told them I'm all dried out. I will explain you guys in another video exactly what happened to me, because I feel like I've told you guys bits and pieces, and when I explain to people, they're like, so what happened? How they harassed you? What did they do? What did they say? It's very hard for me to just tell you right now, because it's a very detailed thing, and talking about makes me, yeah. So I was stressed, lack of sleep, not eating right. My weight gain is definitely due to stress and high cholesterol and such bad anxiety and panic attacks, which I've never dealt with in California. So, on a better note, I got 2 job offers. The first one was with Ohio Health, who I work for. There's many hospitals in Ohio, but the company is Ohio Health. I interviewed at the place a week ago, and I was asked to shadow early this week on Monday. And it felt nice. It felt great. When I interviewed with the nurse, I was like, I felt comfortable walking in there, and the atmosphere was nice. A lot of diversity, even though it's in a poor part of Columbus. Kind of like the hood, but not that bad, versus where I used to work before here. But I felt comfortable because I saw mixed people there, and that's how I grew up in California. Lots of different nationalities. So anyway, even though it felt great, I just felt like something's missing, and I applied to Ohio State, which is like a competitive. Ohio Health is private and Ohio State is government, and I didn't realize that for a while until somebody mentioned it to me. So I already kind of knew I got the first job before they even told me it was official, because she really liked me. She emailed me. She told me how great I was, and she was impressed, and that her whole staff was impressed. And when I went there for an interview, the girl that floats, she's a float MA, which means she is a medical assistant at Ohio Health, but she gets to go work at different offices when needed. So she's not at one particular office like me, So she knew of me, she knew how I worked, and she gave the nurse lots of great comments about me. But anyway, I was so confused and desperate just to get the fuck out of this office where I am right now. I mean, if the first place accepted me, then yay. If not, then I'll just keep looking, and I kept applying to other places. But it just turns out that that was the only office within Ohio Health that I actually went to interview and shadowed. So then, I've been applying to Ohio State off and on, never paying attention or anything, but this time around, I saw that same posting, not on the actual Ohio State website, but on a random, kind of like Craigslist, but better. It was called Indeed.com, and had that posting. But it was funny because a couple months ago, I applied on Indeed.com, similar location, but the lady that was trying to reach me took forever to try to reach me. So I don't know, but it was a different location though. I don't know, whatever, and I guess she gave up on me. So anyway, oh my god, I'm confusing you guys. I'm so OCD because I want to explain it perfectly. Okay, So let's start with Ohio State. I applied for a position a long time ago, internal medicine something, at the Morehouse. Someone did call me at the time, except when the lady called, and this was like 2 months ago, when the lady called me, she left me an incorrect number because when she left the voicemail, she was like, "This is yada yada yada," and have in mind the voicemail was so cracky and could not hear. And when she got your number, she was like 56689. Oh, 5689334. She like stuttered, so obviously the number was wrong because when I called, it went to some weird ass voicemail that did not sound like Ohio State because I call them a lot because we have patients coming from there. So I was familiar with the hospital. And then I called, I asked for HR and the operator and tell me who can I talk to. So they transferred me to the location where I supposedly applied. No one ever called me back, so I kind of let it go because I did try. And then, I kind of keep hoping that the job that I am right now would get better, which it never did. Because I was scared of change as always and just thinking it'll get better. So anyway, now that it got really, really, really bad, I started applying to Ohio State again, which had a different site that my coworker gave me, one of my research nurse, who is the only one that's nice to me, and another person. She gave me another site that I had access to and log in, and I was able to search for more medical assistant jobs. So anyway, this position that this other lady called from there had been trying to reach me for weeks and weeks. And every time I called her back, I was just unable to reach her. So I guess she finally gave up on me after like 3 weeks, I guess. So anyway, work has gotten so bad for me. I was going crazy, and then I said, F it. I couldn't sleep, obviously, so I went online and just search and search. Was at Indeed.com again, and that similar position came on, the one that I applied a long time ago, and some lady was trying to reach me and gave me a wrong number. Yeah, it said OSU, Martha Morehouse Internal Medicine. I was like, fuck sickles. So I applied on the link on the bottom, etc., forwarded my email, and then the next day at work, I went to the website and looked down for the fax number. I don't know if my fax went through or not, or that made a huge difference, or even if it was the correct location. But anyway, next day, did the same shit, did an undercover scanning my documents and whatever, resume, cover letter, blah, blah, blah. Faxed it, explained in a cover sheet of the fax in detail about the situation, and someone called me. Except this location that I found was a different facility within the same internal medicine clinic, I guess, because the other one was PAT, something like that. But anyway, so basically this week I got offered the job at Ohio Health at the fine practice office, where the nurse really liked me, and the girl that floated around in our office knew me and said good stuff about me. HR called me the other day and offered me the job, same price pay. All you do is transfer within 2 weeks or so, or depending what she and my manager decides on. At the same time, I just said, okay, I accept to HR, hoping that I would hear from OSU. Basically, at OSU, aka Ohio State, I went to the interview earlier this week, actually. For some reason, I felt like my interview didn't go too well. Like she wasn't that interested in me. The way I talk was how I sound right now, like not prepared. Like my voice was nervous, and I was nervous because I was out of it and just fed up. But anyway, they did a short interview. The lady that left me a voicemail early the week before, she sounded very nice. Just a nice person. So went to the interview, short questions here and there, short things down. She had me fill out an application outside, and I gave her my paperwork with everything, with references and stuff also. And when I walked out, I'm like, probably not gonna get it. So then yesterday, I got a call from HR, and she tells me she got some questions to ask me. Whenever time she calls, I am too nervous, so I wait until she leaves a voicemail. And I'm like, what the fuck? And have in mind, early in the week, my manager told me, did you apply to OSU? And I'm like, yes, I did. And she asked me which job I want and stuff. So I told her I like both places, but I would prefer OSU just because it's close to my house, and there are other reasons, which I will explain in more detail in another video. So HR called me from this week. HR from Ohio Health called me and offered me the job that I was first interviewed with. The one that really liked me, blah blah. I accepted the offer just to be on the safe side, and still hoping that I would get offered at OSU. So yesterday, HR at OSU called, but the nurse that interviewed me called me first actually, and left a voicemail because I didn't want to pick up the phone right away because I was nervous. But anyway, she said that she had some questions that she needed to ask me about, so I called her back during my lunch break, and she said they did reference check all the ones I've listed, and they happened to call my current job and spoke to Francesca. She said everything was great except for one thing, and I'm like, she said something about conflict. I'm like, what? Which one? What? Trying to play dumb at the same time, not to release too much info. And she said, oh, let me see. Francesca Sanford, is that your manager right now? I said, yes, she is. And it's a conflict with management or some shit like that. So I literally had to explain myself and state that 3 people have left the office over the same issues. And I said, I'm a team player. I work really hard. And that I have tried to, open up to her and just explain what I've done on my part to make it like a positive work environment and be a team player, team sport, whatever. But it's to the point where it's not working, and that's why I think it's time for me to move on. And I pretty much repeat that to her too, and she's like, okay, got it. And I'm like, oh shit, because the way she's on the phone was like, okay, that's all I need to know, goodbye. That's the impression I got, so I'm like, shit. And then, have in mind, I told people that were close to me at work, and they said it's illegal for a manager to say anything negative about you to the next job, which I never knew, and a lot of people have told me the same thing. So anyway, I got the job offer. HR actually left a voicemail from OSU, and I called back, of course, and she offered me the job. They gave me the same pay rate that I first initially got when I first started Ohio Health, which is not too bad. Also, because it was so even out because it's closer to my house and their benefits are cheaper, so they won't take much out of my paycheck anyway, so no biggie. So yeah. I kind of told everybody, I was kind of hinting to stuff to those assholes in my workplace, even though I knew they were just gonna twist stories around and blah blah, but it was official. I did to my manager that I got accepted at OSU, and that I would like to let it sink in over the weekend and let her know officially with my 2 weeks on Monday, just to FYI her, because I don't want to like disrespect or anything, even though they have mistreated me so bad. Like, they do not deserve my respect at this point. But anyway, yeah, that's what's been happening to me. I'm sorry this video is cray cray. I just had so much to tell that I just kind of wanted to tell some stuff in detail and some stuff little snippets, and I'm sure a lot of people wanted to hear what has been happening. But I'm going to upload this part, and we'll probably do a more detailed stuff about what stuff has been happening at this job, because I feel like people need to hear it, people need to know about it, because I think I might have to do some civil lawsuit type stuff. And then speaking of that, I think I mentioned in past videos, I'm sort of in like another lawsuit. It was stupid. It was from an accident 2 years ago. Yes, it was my fault. Car crash, whatever. But this crazy lady is suing me and this other girl, even though I was the one that initiated the hit. It ruined her marriage and stress and sexual issues, and because of that, her husband left her and yada yada. I don't know. But anyway, the lawyers has been trying to reach me for months and months. I called back, talked, and then all of a sudden they want me to sign some stuff and get notarized, and I called back because I want to know in detail exactly what I'm signing, and it never happened. Hot mess. I'll try to talk about later, but that's like another stress that I don't need. But the lawyer was like, I'm not going to pay anything, blah, 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 I'll be fine. These cases never go through because people sue for anything type stuff, and my stepdad have great insurance anyway, so, but it's like, anything that has to do with lawyer stuff is scary, and then it's like, I want to start doing something against this hospital because not cool. So I will talk more, but I'm sorry if this is long and y'all can tell me to shut up on my comments. I don't care, but some of you out there want to know. Those of you that have been texting me, you guys, I know it's corny, but as shitty as I feel, you guys make a difference. So I need to upload. I will talk more, maybe later tonight. Alright.